Ooh, I feel like I've attended church, y'all. I'm just crying the whole time. Thank y'all for doing that for me. Um, so the topic's joy. Don't know if you've picked up on that, right? Thank you for all the ways it's shown up. Um, yeah, so the new series is called J is for Joy. Do you get it? Because it's July. See how I did that? Um, Let me just take a breath. There's a lot to say. So, as always, I like to begin with a definition, and I'm going to give a definition of what joy isn't. How about we start there? So, joy isn't desiring everything to go in your life exactly how you think it's supposed to go, or desiring everything to go the way you think it's supposed to go for your kids, for your family, for your friends, for your church, for your country. That's not joy. That's control, actually. If you didn't know that already, that's actually control. Joy, that's not what joy is. So, are you ready for a definition? Here's one of many. Joy is a choice and a practice. That just makes me want to cry, right? Here's the best part of it. You get to define what it means for you. One of the things that the Dalai Lama says, and I'm actually reading the Book of Joy. That's what I'm being inspired by for this whole series. It's the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu. Wow. And look at the looks on their faces, right? They are the epitome of joy. And here's what's so beautiful about them is neither one have had easy lives in a lot of ways, right? And I'll talk a little bit, just Dalai Lama this time, Desmond Tutu next time. And so the thing about joy is what the Dalai Lama says is that in our world's education, or in the way that we're educated, we're taught to believe that joy comes from outside, from the external, from materialism. That's a lot of what he says. But rather, as you already know, if you've landed here, you know that joy is an inner value, attribute, belonging, teaching, choice, and practice. And it's something that we are ceaselessly have to learn how to cultivate for ourselves, right? It's even our divine essence. So the late Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh says, joy only exists in the here and now. Isn't that beautiful? It only exists in the here and now. Because think about it. If you're thinking about the past, very often it's this regret or sadness, perhaps. I mean, yes, it can also be happiness, but it's only here and now. This is the only moment we can ever know in this moment, right? Is right here. And that's where he says where the joy is. And I'm sure, like many of you, when you've had a meditation practice for a long time, and you feel that stillness, which it doesn't always there, right? You get glimmers of it. Do you not in meditation practice? So often people give up because they feel like, I'm not in silence the whole time. It's like, no, you're not. You're not going to be. You're going to have those glimmers of it. And when you have those glimmers, I know for me, you just touch that stillness, and that stillness, it can't help but bring you joy, right? And then you have the smile, and it's like, I've touched it. I've caught it. Now, the hard thing is not getting caught on wanting to keep running towards that, right? That's the thing. Sometimes we're like, okay, I want to feel what I did last time. It's like, yeah, that's not the practice. Just to show up, because every meditation's going to be different. And those glimmers do come sometimes, right? So that's the point of joy. It is the essence of us. Our co-founder, Charles Fillmore, defines joy as the strength, gladness, especially if the mind is fixed on the things of spirit. The joy of the Lord is my strength. So joy is, remember, like the resilient mindset that we talked about, that resilient mindset where the idea is it's a choice, it's a practice. It's the same with joy. It's our third principle, what we say. Thank you for saying it, Christy, in the beginning. The activity of the mind, right? We choose it. We constantly come back to it. We choose it and know that it's already there. It's already the essence of us. We already have that joy. It's the inheritance, the belonging. So, here's the thing about joy. It isn't something that we wait for. Anybody ever wait for after the accomplishment, after the suffering is over, I will feel joy. After I become a certain age, whatever that is. I know I had older siblings, so I always wanted to be older. I thought I'll be happier when I'm older. No, that's not really the case. I have so learned now at the age of 56. Uh, just teasing. After the right job, after the right of money in my bank account, after the right relationship, after the right friend, whatever it is, after my kids, my family members do what I think they need to do to live, right? None of that is joy. That's not joy. I mean, we think perhaps it will give us joy, but does it? No, because it's fleeting. It's going to always change. Joy is right here available to us right now. So we choose it, we practice it. So why don't we let that be our affirmation? And I kind of want to change it now to joy is my gravity. We choose joy, we practice joy, but I think Shara's is much better. And that is, how about joy is our gravity? How about that's beautiful and perfect? Joy is our gravity, right? Joy is our gravity. It's the very essence. And allow yourself in this month that we're talking about joy, allow yourself to really take in what does joy feel like for you. It's going to be different for you. And noticing this is something that Christy said, and that was so beautiful. Happy is so beautiful and left such a great legacy, because joy is like faith, right? It's that mustard seed that you start to feel, and joy is only expansive, and joy is contagious, and we spread it like confetti, right? That's what joy is, and that is exactly what Happy did in your family, which is so, so beautiful. And here's the other thing about it. It doesn't mean that we walk around life with blinders. It doesn't mean that we deny or dismiss hardship or another's hardship. It doesn't mean that. It means that we know joy to be our divine inheritance, our essence, and our practice. It's a courageous choice. It's living the highest possibility that we always are and always have been. So I want to share, I'm going to do two things this morning. One, share what His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, says about joy. Two, talk about the World Cup. And and all of the joyful moments I have found in the World Cup. And just so y'all know, I'm very new to soccer, but I have been obsessed with the World Cup. Absolutely. Who else? Raise your hand. Yay, I love it. Absolutely. Ermi, where are you? Yay, she did. Gary, I would imagine you too. We took a staycation, and guess what we did? We watched the World Cup game after game after game. And oh my gosh, it's been so much fun. It's so much fun. So I'm still learning, so bear with me, but I'm really excited about it. But let me talk about the Dalai Lama first. So the Dalai Lama, if you don't know, so here's what he learned, the Dalai Lama. Here's what he says. He was asked, why don't you feel morose? Now, keep in mind, the Dalai Lama has been exiled from his country for, I think, 69 years. Imagine, that's a really long time. He and his people from Tibet, right? That's a really long time. And so what he was asked, the interviewer and Archbishop Desmond Tutu asked, it's like, why are you not morose, right? You have not lived in your home country for so long. And he said he learned this teaching from this teacher that said, when you experience tragic situations, think about it. If there's no way you can overcome tragedy, then there's no use in worrying about it too much. Imagine, I can't overcome this, so why worry about it? I know. I love the look on Keith's face. Thank you. Like a light bulb, right? Right? I can't do anything about it, so why am I going to worry about it? Right? So the idea is, how about I move on from this? And so for him, he takes this idea of this having this wider perspective. And again, as I said, he's in exile from his country, right? He had to walk, oh my gosh, it was thousands of miles to get to where he is now, which is in India, 67 years. He fled Tibet March 17th, 1959. He was granted political asylum in India in March 31st, 1959. So he had to leave in the middle of the night, dressed as a palace guard. On his journey, he endured sandstorms, snowstorms, as they summited 19,000-foot mountain peaks during their 3-week escape. Imagine. That's huge. And apparently what the book says is he doesn't have very good vision, so he couldn't take his glasses. So then imagine trying to do that on that. That takes faith, does it not? And so what he says is, like, they ask him, why are you not more morose? And he says, what I have done is I learned to live life from a wider perspective. A wider perspective. He says, many of us are refugees. And he and his people are refugees, right? Many of us are refugees. And his practice is not, again, to put a blind eye to any kind of suffering. What his practice is like, I suffer and I know you suffer, and we can find common ground in that suffering. And it gives us a new perspective and looking at what do I have here from this wider perspective. And for him, what he says that he has from this wider perspective, and they show him like saying, I'm not in the gilded cage, as I would be in Tibet. He's like, I would have been in a palace. He's like, but the life I get to live now is I get to learn from life. I get to have new experiences. And in that way, I get to be useful. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. So there's no sadness about the exile. This is what it was meant to be, right? It's that practice, again, that we go back to the practice of non-resistance. It's here because this is what it's meant to be here. When I fight what's here, I'm going to suffer. When I accept what's here, when I look at life from a wider perspective, then I'm going to find peace and joy in that. And that's why he says he's not morose. And if you ever see pictures of the Dalai Lama, what is he doing? Smiling, laughing. He and Desmond, if y'all ever seen them do an interview together, it is hysterical. They poke fun. They're both children with one another. They just poke fun at each other. It's wonderful. The late Desmond. It's beautiful. So he says, while he lost his country, became a refugee, he has given new opportunities to see new things. And then he says, there's this Tibetan saying that says, wherever you have friends, that's your country, and wherever you receive love, that's your home. Wow. Isn't that beautiful? Wherever you have friends, that's your country, and wherever you receive love, that's your home. We create home for one another, don't we? Now, the World Cup. And I have so much to share. Now, keep in mind, chime in. It's not just me enjoying the World Cup. It's all of us enjoying the World Cup. So I want to talk about a couple of things. One is in global competitions, we're used to the team with the resources, right? Y'all may know where I'm going. The big named players, are we not? We don't expect the underdog teams like Cape Verde, Cabo Verde, and I've got to have one of their shirts now. We don't expect Morocco. We don't expect them to do the kinds of things they've done, and it makes me just want to cry thinking about it. I know I'm silly. I can't help it. So Cabo Verde, if you don't know, they made their first ever World Cup appearance this year. They qualified for the World Cup for the first time in 2026. Here's the thing about them. They're the smallest country by land area and the second least populated after Iceland to qualify. They have a land area of 4,033 square feet. And a population of just under 525,000. Now, you know the Woodlands has more than that. So in English, they're Cape Verde, and officially Cabo Verde. They are a string of islands, if you don't know where they are, in central Atlantic Ocean. They're located 370 to 530 miles off the western coast of Africa, off of Senegal. And the island consists of 10 volcanic islands. All right, who had to look up who Cabo Verde was? Yeah, Me too. You did, really? Thomas? Oh, okay. I'm surprised. Sorry. That's right, we did. He's really good at geography. Okay. Here's the thing I want y'all to know about them. They finished second place in their group, and they took defending champions. Who were the defending champions? Argentina. They took them into extra time. Who watched the game? Yes, I love it. I love it. Y'all watch the game, right? So you know exactly what I'm talking about. Sidney Lopez Cabral. He scored a spectacular tournament caliber extra time equalizer, defending champions Argentina. And he brought the score to even 2-2. Now, here's what the New York Times says about this. I have to read it. It's so beautiful. Lopez Cabral sprinted around and passed several players on both teams, showing the same signs of pure shock as Lionel Messi. Y'all know who Messi is, Argentina, great footballer in the history of the sport. With their own hands raised to the head, he had only one thing in mind, and this is going to make me cry. As he made his way to the other side of the stadium, up a staircase and into the grandstand. Y'all remember that moment? I was like, what is he doing? You're not allowed to do that. But then you think, well, he doesn't know, right? This is our first time. He was looking for his girlfriend. She made her way down, and their embrace will go down and it's one of the greatest moments in the World Cup history. And this is what New York Times wrote. This is what sports are all about. These shared experiences and unexpected flashes of pure joy are the best what we get out of the experience. Wow. And just to see him go up, and you're like, what is he doing? To find his girlfriend and to embrace. That's joy, right? Yes. That's living in the present moment. It's so beautiful. And then one of the kids that was there was crying because their team, it was just a beautiful moment. So that's one of them. I'm going to talk about another beautiful moment, and that another joyful moment. I have found so much joy, and as you know, it's brought me to tears, and that was witnessing the deep respect that players have for one another. After the knockout game between Portugal and Croatia, who watched that? I loved it. So many did. Portugal's Cristiano Ronaldo, who another well-known player, walked over to Luka Modric, the midfielder who captained the Croatian national team, and embraced him. Did y'all see that? He just embraced him with so much love, and he touched his hair, and you could see the love in their eyes. We couldn't hear the conversation, but we could see it, and it was just obvious that there was so much love and respect between these two. So after the game, Ronaldo was interviewed, and they asked him, here's the other thing, Luka, during that, so again, I didn't know who Luka was, and I'm like, why do they keep showing this guy? They kept showing him, and he just kept looking out into the spectators and just looking at him, and he was like drinking it all in, and I didn't know what I know now. But they asked him about what he said to Luka Ronaldo, and he basically, you could tell there was just such love and respect, and he said he's a great player and a great person. He's a quality person on and off the field. And he said it not in that canned response kind of way, but from this deep way. And it's so beautiful to see these two people, different countries, possibly different beliefs, different backgrounds, have so much love and respect for one another and for what they do on the field, right? And their talent and so then I realized afterwards the reason Luka was looking at everyone and taking it all in and being in that present moment is because this could be very well his very last World Cup. Isn't that gorgeous? It was just so beautiful. So another World Cup thing that I want to say about joy, because it's all given me so much joy, and I'm new to this sport. It's just been the cultural exchange, right? It's been people coming to our country and finding the beauty and the love and the kind people. That has made me cry. It's been people who have been awestruck by ranch dressing. Who knew, right? Who knew? Ranch dressing. And they'll say, but we don't have all these sauces. You have ranch dressing. And you can even find these hysterical things like of somebody trying to get through customs and they have a suitcase full of ranch dressing. It's hysterical. Who knew ranch dressing would be so coveted, right? It's been beautiful. And then people visiting large grocery stores, right? Because this is a large country. Um, and talking about, oh my gosh, this is a high school stadium. This is being shocked by that, or being shocked by the school buses that are so large. It's just so beautiful, and people welcoming them. And I love that the the games have been not just in the U.S., but the North Americas, right? U.S., Canada, Mexico. It's a unification of what we are. So much joy. So you guys that have joy about the World Cup, don't forget to share it with me. I want to hear what your joy has been. Oh, and today there's 2 games, y'all. Don't forget. Go watch them. I'm very excited. Mexico and England, y'all. Mexico and England's going to be a big deal. Okay. So joy is a choice and a practice. It's the practice of trusting the God, Spirit, law of our understanding, even when the future is unclear. Loving life, even when it's easier to withdraw. Living in the present moment, in the now moment, and doing what Luka did, the midfielder from Croatia, just drinking it all in. Joy is not a momentary, fleeting feeling. It's our essence, our divine inheritance, a decision we choose to practice. So I have a little bit more, and then I'll let y'all go. Some of us may feel like underdogs today, outnumbered, out-resourced, overwhelmed, tired of hoping. Here's the good news. The God of our understanding specializes in underdogs. I love Reverend Vita's talked about this before. Ruth, the widow from Moab, or the young woman from the wrong side of the tracks, left her home country to follow her mother-in-law, Naomi. She ensured their survival by working the fields and marrying. She is known to be the great-great-grandmother of King David and is historically noted in direct lineage of Jesus. David was a small and humble shepherd who killed the giant Goliath and became a legendary king. Jesus was certainly the underdog who championed the marginalized, the poor, and the sick. At the end of his life, it may have looked like defeat until resurrection morning. We are Easter people. We believe in hope and resurrection. Every day we can choose to be a new creation created in joy. So we choose joy not because the odds are good, but because we're good, right? Because we know our essence. That's why we choose joy, and we choose it together. So let's keep choosing it. Let's keep showing up to this one moment and drinking it all in and being the joy that we are. Amen.